Good evening, boys and girls, and welcome back to the channel. If you enjoy this and any other content you see on the channel, feel free to like, comment and subscribe. Now, without further ado, let us get into the video. Let us talk, and talk we must. As everyone is aware, this coronavirus has got the country by the absolute bollocks. And this video, you know, it's my first video in a while, and I was hoping it was going to be a happy video. You know, I'm back on my bike sort of video. But unfortunately, thanks to current situations that are beyond my control, that can't happen. So, in all fairness, this video is just going to be about my personal thoughts, feelings and opinions on this whole coronavirus, which, in my opinion, it can fuck right off. Because quite frankly, it sucks. It sucks so much arse. You know, I wish there was a way to eradicate it altogether. But I just wanted to basically get on the bike, have a chat, let you guys know what I think and feel about the situation, and really just, you know, offer all my subscribers and people that aren't even my subscribers, you know, not a voice of reason, but a voice of reassurance, shall we say. You know, I'm not a politician, I'm not Boris Johnson. I'm going to tell you exactly how it is, how I feel, and what I think could be done and what should have been done, and blah blah blah. Because let's face it, everyone is entitled to their opinion. I would also like to point out that I've had so many fucking issues with my GoPro at the moment that I'm trying different angles, different adhesive mounts and setups and whatever else. So you'll have to forgive me for that too. And obviously I'm sorry about the wind noise, but it's getting dark as you can see, so I've got to run my visor open and kind of shout a little bit, which is something that I don't normally do, or should I say something I don't like doing, because when I speak loudly it sounds like I'm shouting at people even when I'm not. So I apologise if it sounds like I'm shouting at you, because I'm not. But anyway, just to put this this coronavirus thing into perspective for you, there are more people dying, or more people have died, sorry, in the last 2 months of so many other ailments and conditions compared to this coronavirus. I think somewhere in the region of 120, 130,000 people have died in the last 3 months alone of cancer. There's been more deaths through road traffic accidents than there has over this coronavirus. But like I said, that's just, you know, not me chucking facts at people, but me just telling you what I've read and what I've heard. Also, I'm going to take one for the team, and I just want to point out that there are people on social media who are really getting on at bikers. You know, I'm not being funny, but wearing a helmet and gloves is probably the best form of isolation that you've got right now. Until this thing gets, you know, properly eradicated, there's not a lot we can do other than just do what's being already asked of us. You know, the government are trying, and believe it or not, I didn't vote for Boris Johnson, and nor did I vote for any of his, you know, his party or his associates or whatever else. But what I will say is that at least he's openly pledged to help small businesses, the self-employed and whoever else make it through these difficult times. It is a very sad state of affairs. I'm not going to lie to people and sugarcoat things and whatever else, because that's not what I'm about. But I'm going to tell you guys the truth. It is fucking scary. This whole thing is scary as fucking hell. There are people dying left, right and centre all over Europe, Spain, Italy, France, where else? Obviously in the UK, and it is a fucking scary thing. But in all fair, like I said, guys, I'm just literally, I'm not going to, I'm just one person. I can't tell people what to do, nor am I going to tell people what to do. But please, if there's one thing you take away from this video, please follow the government guidelines. Do what's being asked of you, stick to the routines, do what your NHS UK or whatever they call themselves these days ask you to do, because at the end of the day it's just going to benefit everyone. Yes, it might suck right now to have to isolate and whatever else, but short-term loss means long-term gains. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's people complaining about, you know, bikers shouldn't be out on their bikes and they shouldn't be doing this and they shouldn't be doing that. It's like, why don't you fuck off and look at what you're doing? If you guys aren't doing what's being asked of you, why the fuck should we do what's being asked of us? Do you know what I mean? It's like, why? It is what it is. You know, at the end of the day, if you're going to do what, you know, you do you and I'll do me. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, self-isolation, which is basically what riding a motorcycle is, in my opinion, is the best possible medicine. You know, there's no one around me, there's no one next to me, there's no one in front of me, there's no one right up behind me. I'm not going to get sneezed on, I'm not going to get coughed on, I'm not going to get people touching me, I'm not going to get people getting in too close proximity to me. You know, there's more than 2 metres space between me and the car in front. There's more than 2 metres around me in general. Yeah, okay, I might get close to people, sorry, get close to cars even, not people, but unfortunately it is what it is. This sort of stuff cannot be helped. If you're going to get it, you're going to get it. There's only so much you can do. I know that sounds really contradictory to what I've already said, but just guys, please do what's being asked of you. If we all do it together, we'll beat this fucking virus together. Jesus Christ, I should be running for Prime Minister. Let's do this together and we will beat it. Which is true. At the end of the day, there are people who are going to poo-poo everything that Boris Johnson is saying, everything that he's doing. I mean, I was one of those people until I found out what's happened now. I mean, it's getting ridiculous. Social gatherings, people are still having them. Groups of people being in built-up areas, it's still fucking happening. People using public transport, it's still fucking happening. People having barbecues and meals out and whatever else, it's still happening. Unless we're going to start living by martial law or living under a fucking dictatorship, people are going to have their free will. They're going to do what they want. Do you know what I mean? If you're safe and you're careful and whatever else, you'll be alright. There's no harm in being out in public, providing you give yourself and others enough space and time. I mean, I work in retail, as some of you may already know, and as of 6 o'clock tonight, which is Monday the 22nd, 23rd of March, I think it's the 23rd, my company, or my workplace, is now closed for the foreseeable future. Thanks to this social distancing and being 2 metres apart, there is not enough space on the shop floor where I work for it to happen. So for the benefit of all our staff and customers, we've taken the the boss has taken the unprecedented, fuck's sake, I'll get my words out in a minute, the unprecedented stance of closing the stores for the foreseeable future. There could be a couple of weeks, could be a couple of months, no one knows yet. But the good thing is, the government are going to be helping small businesses out, which is nice. But it's not just little businesses, it's the independents, the small companies, the one-man bands that we need to really worry about. Because it's those smaller firms that make the rest of us function. It's the small companies that help us out the most. It's the small people that we really need to look after. And like I say, there's 2 companies that I want to shout out, or should I say 2 independent mechanics that I want to shout out, who have done a lot for me over the years. And these 2 guys are absolute fucking diamonds. The first guy I want to shout out is a gentleman called Sean Rowe, who runs RomotoServicing, which is based in New Malden, right by my work. Well, actually, in the back of my work. Sean, dude, You're an absolute geezer, you're a gentleman. I hope things work out. And the second guy I want to shout out is a guy called Scott Childs. He runs his own little business called SnSMotorcycles. And he, like Sean, is a very small independent mechanic. And again, over the years, he's done me so many favours, done so many good deeds, and I'd hate to see that ruined. So, Scott, mate, you're a legend as well. And guys, just spare a thought for people like that. You know, the little independent guys, you know, the one-man bands, the guys that do everything themselves, you know, the ones that have no one else to fall back on. You know, they put all their heart and soul into their business and all their possible money and everything like that. It's people like that that we really need to support. The big firms like John Lewis, Harrods, Selfridges, all those sort of places, they have enough money to look after themselves, do you know what I mean? And it's not for want of me saying that, you know, those particular firms don't need help, because they will do. But the point I'm trying to make is, look after the little people. Look after the small companies, the small independent firms. You know, just think about the guy who, you know, did you a favour a week ago, a month ago, a year ago. You know, the one that actually stuck their neck out and got you a particular motorcycle part, or done you a cheap service, or done you a good deal on tyres or whatever. You know, it's these little guys that will benefit the most from all the generosity that's going around. And believe it or not, we will beat this virus. There's no fucking doubt about it. We will beat it. I mean, just recently, literally this afternoon, about 4 o'clock, I saw a post on Facebook about an elderly lady in America who was 90 years old, who beat the virus, who actually beat it. You know, and if a 90-year-old lady can do it, what's wrong with the rest of us doing it? It's not unbeatable. We can beat it, whether it be through, you know, antibiotics or immunosuppressants or whatever. It is doable. It really is. We need to have the conviction and the passion to make it happen. And I think we can. I think it will happen. Boris Johnson reckons we'll beat it in 12 weeks. I reckon we'll do it in 10. I think we'll have this virus beaten within 10 weeks. And if we haven't, we will get very close to it. Very, very close. Like I said, ladies and gents, I keep saying it, and I will continue to keep saying it. Look after yourselves. Look after your loved ones. Look after the elderly. Give people space where it's necessary. If you've got to stay away from loved ones, friends and family for 12 weeks, yeah, it might suck, but you'll be doing everyone a favour in the long run. You really will. And not only that, you'll be doing yourselves a huge favour as well. Keeping yourself clean, keeping your hands especially clean. Hands, eyes, fingernails, social distancing. All these things will help. And just please, like I keep saying, if it's the one thing you take away from this video, please, 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 look after yourselves, look after each other, stick to the guidelines that's being asked of you by the government. Keep washing your hands, sanitize. If you find someone, or you know someone who has a persistent cough, which has for some reason developed miraculously out of nowhere, get them to get checked out. Do the symptom checker on the NHS website. Get yourself sorted out. If you don't already know, which by now you should do, the symptoms you need to watch out for anyone of any age. You need to look out for a persistent cough that just randomly has appeared. You need to also look out for a temperature. Not quite sure what the actual degrees is supposed to be, but a temperature. And if they have a hard time breathing, if they struggle with breathing, if they have respiratory issues, like an ongoing respiratory ailment, like I've got asthma or COPD or whatever, there's fuck me, I can't remember the names of the other respiratory ailments, but just guys, seriously, if you or anyone you know and love has any of these ailments, please make sure they get themselves checked out. There is nothing worse than watching a loved one fall ill, not get the treatment they need, and unfortunately lose their lives. That's the one thing no one wants to see. I don't want to see it. I don't want any of my fellow riders to see it. I don't want any of my family or friends or YouTube followers, subscribers, whatever you want to call yourselves these days. I don't want any of you guys to see that. You know, there was an Italian doctor who was quoted as saying not so long ago, I think it was a couple of days ago even, the noise and the gargling that people make when they're struggling for breath, a noise like that never leaves you, and it must be so fucking harrowing for people to have to deal with that. So that's another thing. Also, spare a thought for our NHS, spare a thought for the nurses and doctors and all the people that have to go through this horrible trauma day in, day out for as long as it's required. You know, no one wants that to happen to anyone. So please, like I said, spare a thought for the small people, spare a thought for the NHS, for small businesses, independents, and anyone that has any of the symptoms. Make sure that you do yourselves and everyone around you a favour. Keep washing your hands, keep sanitising, keep making yourselves as clean and as comfortable as possible. And guys, please just be safe out there, yeah? Just be safe. And now that my public service announcement is over, while we go through this period of isolation for 12 weeks, I will try and bring you as much content as I can. So for now, ladies and gents, this is Rolling Thunder with a heavy heart. Be good, be safe, look after each other, and as always, adios!